I don't think they're going to show any of the like the damage numbers or anything for the new skills or anything because they usually
I
don't.
doubt it. I'm not interested in that. Generally, there's a pretty set time and place to use your ability, so it's not like you're comparing numbers directly a lot of the time and saying, hey, I should be using this instead of this one.
Oh no, I mean like because they used to show potency changes and stuff during live letters, but then people were like, oh, this class is dead, and then nobody would accept those players into stuff. Like before the patch came out, because they're like, you're gonna be worthless, so fuck off.
Well, aren't they doing like a massive damage overhaul to begin with?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's more. I think that'd be more like stat scaling, not necessarily like affecting the potency of your abilities.
Yeah.
That's why they use potency in the first place. It's just a relative thing to compare them to the other. Because in WoW, like when your tooltips just say, "Hey, this will do
X
between
damage.
3,000 and 4,000 damage," and then but that number is constantly changing as like you level up and you get better gear and stuff. So
yeah,
it's hard to tell. Over time, certain things scale better with other things. So like just because ability 2 is literally twice as much damage as ability 1, that might not be the same in 5 levels or in another 50 item gear levels or whatever. It might be more like 1.5 times, or it might be 3 times. Like depends on how it scales. Like I remember when I played Shaman, like there is in particular your wind strikes and I think your storm hammer like scaled really well with your mastery, and so those like the damage would shoot up was when you used mastery on your gear compared to like any of your other abilities. So it wasn't like with the potency stuff. It's always I know this ability is always 50% more damage than this ability, but it takes extra mana or it's instant cast or whatever. It's better, I think.
What, potency?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you don't have to worry about like ranges that way either. The damage, the actual calculation from potency plus your stats to damage there's like a randomness to it that gives you like the actual damage you end up doing is a range, but you don't have to like know a range as part of your. That's another thing in War. Yeah. Like it'll always give you the range. Like it'll do between this much and this much damage. Like.
Yeah, and like.
That wasn't even brightness at the time because I obviously couldn't account for like the enemy's defenses and stuff. So.
Yeah.
That wasn't even the actual number you'd see on the screen, so it was even more confusing. But yeah, no, I don't blame them for showing potency. I just want to see like what skills they're adding, because every class has got a couple new skills, and then I'm also excited to see how they change Scholar and Astrologian.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll both be getting some changes.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we've seen one skill for every class so far from the benchmark.
I mean, just the animation for it, but yeah, I mean, this will be a little bit more about it, like what it actually does and the effects they have. Yeah. Imagine a lot of it will be building on the existing job gauges and stuff. So
yeah, I expect Astrologian's going to keep Nocturnal stance, but it's going to be a buff instead that does stuff, because we know they're losing their shields and being classified as a direct healer like White Mage, but White Mage also has like a shield move, so you'll probably pop Nocturnal Sect as a buff instead of a stance, and it'll probably do something. Or they could just take it out and just fuck all the Astrologian lore like they've already done with the cards.
Well, I mean, Machinist isn't any better with its lore.
Oh, well, I'm recording live. With all of that. That's what? That's Final Fantasy 11 to Taru Taru. Yeah. Yeah. That's where she comes from. It's obviously a separate character, but it's a reference to her. That's what she looks like in 11. I'm hoping they get rid of. They just need to combine both of the fairies into one fairy for Scholar, because there's literally no point in having two different fairies that are literally exactly the same.
So I like to be able to glamour it as something other than the fairy, kind of like how summoners can change theirs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, about that, we were supposed to have a bunch of different Eggy glamours also, and I think it was at the last live letter or just after. He's like, "Yeah, there's no point in doing Eggy glamours when we're gonna overhaul the whole class," and everyone's like, "Wait, what do you mean?" So I'm expecting big changes for Summoner, other than them getting a gap closure now, which they showed.
Yeah, even if they change Summoner to literally be like regular spells, like a different flavor of Black Mage, that were just the animation was just like an Eggy popping up and doing something and then disappearing immediately. To me, that would be better than what it has now.
Yeah, like, I agree. But it's funny because that's basically what Reaper is.
I guess.
I mean, the Reaper animations they showed, like, the thing comes up and does certain attacks and then goes away. Yeah. It's the Endwalker title screen, obviously. Looks pretty cool.
Hey, 皆さんおはようございます。
おはようございます。
Good morning, everyone. 第66回ファイナルファンタジー14プロデューサーレターライブのお時間です。Thank you very much for tuning in and welcome to the Final Fantasy 14 letter from the producer live number 66. 皆さんにご挨拶お願いします。
Thank you for watching. My name is Naoki Yoshida, producer and director of Final Fantasy 14. 皆さんおはようございます。Final Fantasy 14プロデューサー兼ディレクターの吉田です。よろしくお願いします。
はい、そして今日はゲストにあゆみさんがいらっしゃいます。あゆみさんお願いします。
Hi, hello, my name is Aimi. I'll be helping with translation support.
And they have a translator? Wow, okay.
今回の通訳サポートを務めさせて
Yeah, I mean, they normally have Koji translate.
よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
And lastly, my name is Toshio Morochi. Also,
the last one I watched, they didn't.
You're a global community police.
They didn't translate. Some of the slides they had was in English, but like they were speaking in Japanese. Even though I obviously know both of them speak pretty good English, especially the guy on the right.
いやまあちょっと押したのはさ、まあ僕がギリギリまでタバコ行ってたっていうのも悪いんだけど、オープニング画面をね、いかにうまく見せるかっていうのをギリギリまで測ったんですいませんでした。はい。
So we started just a little bit late to this time. Of course, Yoshida had to step out to smoke a cigarette, but that's beside the point. We were trying to show off that opening sequence there on that screen, and we wanted to time it just right. And we were struggling until the very last minute there, so apologies.
Yeah, there was a hot debate here. ケンケンガクガクやっておりました。無事出てきてよかった。Yeah, good to show. かっこよかったです。
ありがとうございます。結構調整実は大変で、まあ巨大なものをこう動かすんだけど、14って可変フレームレートなので、やっぱちょっとやっぱり微妙にその描画精度でちょっと落ちたりずれたりとかして、うまい速度に合わせるのが結構難航して、サウンドに渡すのもフィックス渡すのも結構遅くなったんで、ご迷惑をおかけしました。
Thank you so much. It was quite a struggle, a big undertaking to make the different adjustments. When we're trying to move large objects on screen, of course, with the fluctuating frame rate, it is a very challenging element to kind of render. And depending on the quality of the rendering, it's quite difficult to get the timing just right. So we did struggle on that. I'm afraid it did delay us in handing over the animation over to the sound.
はい。で、今日はなんですけど、今日の PLL はちょっと特殊な回なので、まず最初に今日がなんでどういう段取りなのかをちょっと説明させていただきます。
はい。
So this letter live is kind of special one. So let me explain what is the setup for today. まず、今日は通訳、あゆみさんに通訳に入っていただいて、日本語と英語のバイリンガル放送で、行います。So first and foremost, this letter live is the bilingual in both Japanese and English. So we have Ayumi-san here, and she can help translating Yoshida-san's speech. And then during the letter live, how it works is Yoshida-san basically speaks in Japanese, and then Ayumi-san translate his comments into English. Soまず吉田さんが原則日本語で、もろもろ説明していきます。で、それを、あゆみさんが、随時訳していってくれるというスタイルで進みます。で、私ですけれども、毎回これも言うんですけど、私は自分で訳していくんですが、今日何部か構成なんですけど、最後の最後のお知らせコーナーが来るまで、私からは大して重要なことは申しません。ので、あれ今モルボールなんか通訳し忘れてるじゃんとかあっても気にしないで特に「あは」って言ってるだけだなって思っておいていただければいいかなと思いますので、そういうご理解でよろしくお願いいたします。So and then I will translate by myself. But if you notice, if I mistranslating something, but just leave it because nothing important information is coming from my mouth anyway. So until the end at the announcement section, I am just nodding and then saying, wow, is all my job is. So just leave it. And then today's Letter Lab has 3 major sections. The first part is all about the new jobs. Job changes, adjustments, followed by the battle-related updates. And then we are going to have some other updates. So there are 3 major sections for today. 今日は大きく3部構成になっておりまして、最初は皆さんお待ちかね、ジョブ関連、全部お待ちかねなんですけど、最初はジョブ関連調整のお話をします。続いてバトル関連、今日は主に PVE ですけれども、バトル関連の調整のお話、そしてさらにその他のいくつかお知らせがありますので、そういう話をやっていって、賞味4時間ぐらいですかね。
わかんないな。今日私こちらにニコニコと、Twitch と YouTube とコメントが全部あるんで、大概こっちに行ってる場合コメント見てると思ってください。
So just to let you know, Yoshida-san has the monitors for Nico Nico, Twitch, and YouTube broadcasts, and he's following along with some of the comments. So don't mind him if he kind of drifts off to the side of the screen. He's just checking the comments.
そうです。で、私のはちなみにこっち側なんで、私はこっち見てると思います。Yeah, my screens are placed here, so I will looking at here this direction.
I like that Xenos is on the poster with grouped up with everybody.
Yeah.
He's one of the boys. And then we have Renat, that stupid bitch on top.
結構ね、見てるか吉田とかね、寝てるかとかね、書かれてるんですよね。あと
who that is?
結構あります。
Yeah, you see her for like a very brief second.
He looks kind of
at the end of 5.55,
etc., etc.
Yeah, but it didn't say that was.
No, it's Hydaelyn, but Venat is Hydaelyn, like Elidibus is Zodiac.
We won't be able to release the game
Yeah,
if
makes
we're
sense.
taking time to sleep.
だって14のほら巨大さはさ、皆さんもよく知ってるじゃないですか。たくさん遊んでいただいてるんで、あれを全部見るんですよ。もう何から何まで、サブクエストの端からね、ありとあらゆるものを見てってるんで、寝てられないんですよ。
I mean, you understand how large FF14 is. You all play the game, and we have to check every single aspect of it, from not just the main parts of it, but even the nooks and crannies of the subquests as well. So there's no time for sleep.
なので、今日は今モルゴルが言ってくれたように、今日と次回の PLL で 6.0 ドーンとご紹介するんですけど、今日は主に PVE、それからバトル関係のシステム周りだったりとかアップデートの、詳細というよりジョブに関してはコンセプトをお伝えしていく回になってます。で、例えば PVP の新しいコンテンツとかヤザクラとかっていうのは次回の PLL で特集するので、そこはぜひご承知おきください。
Of course, as Foxconn just mentioned, we will be covering the different elements with this PLL, and we will have another follow-up immediately before the release of Endwalker, but we will be covering the different elements of the new expansion. So for this PLL, it's going to be primarily about the PvE items, the battle system updates, and the job changes. We won't delve too far into detail for each individual jobs, but we would like to go over the different concept that went into the different updates that we'll be making. Unfortunately, PvP and Disciples of the Land in Hand information will be next PLL, so I'm afraid we will not be covering it during today's broadcast. So
Oh no,
apologies in
how
advance.
tragic.
であと特筆すべきなのは、まあやっぱりジョブのその例えば 6.0 の、例えば9とかもここがこうなってここがこうなるこのアクションがこうでこれの強さはこうですねみたいなのは、まあ当然ちょっと言ってたら終わんないっていうのもあるし明日からいよいよメディアツアーがスタートします、でメディアの皆さんには一足早くですね特定のエリアと、全部ジョブレベル90でプレイをしていただいてですね
I did see someone the other day. They were trying to make the argument that the way that we actually do crafting is actually the creation magic from the Amaratians.
詳細は見ていただければなと思っております。はい。
And of course, we also wanted to make note that with the different job updates, I'm afraid we won't go into detail. So we won't be like, oh, Paladin's going to do this and the action's going to be like that and potencies is this and this and that. Well, one thing, if we said everything, it would take forever for the broadcast, but we will be doing a media tour where we invite members of the media as well as influencers to get a glimpse of the new content, some of the new areas, and all of the jobs available at the upcoming level cap of level 90. So they will be creating information and content to share with you, and they will go live after an embargo lifts. So I hope that people will tune into that information.
まあ結構ね今回メディアツアーで楽しみなのは海外のインフルエンサーの方も結構お呼びしてるので、まあどっちかっていうとなんか久しぶりに MMO 談義ができそうでちょっと楽しみだなみたいなのもねいくつかあるんで、まあその辺をね気力にしながら頑張っていこうかなと思います。
And the one thing that I'm really excited about is that we do have a lot of Western influencers joining us this time for this media tour. And so I am so excited to talk MMO shop with them in my interviews. So that's going to be kind of like what I'm going to be looking forward to throughout this media event.
はい、でこのメディアツアーの、記事とかレビューとかはですね全世界一斉に10月中旬頃に公開される予定になっておりますのでそちらはぜひお待ちいただければと思います。So the review and the articles from this media tours will be available globally at the timing of the middle October. So please look forward to it.
じゃあ早速始めていこうとは思うんですけど2点だけすいませんあと2つ確認させてください、まず1つ目今日お伝えしていく情報はやっぱりエンドウォーカー行月のフィナーレまだ開発中です、最後の最後本当にギリギリまでバランス調整やってるので今日お伝えした内容が変わる可能性があるっていうのは、まずご理解ください。
So before we jump into the main part of the show, we would like to bring up two additional points. First of which is, of course, we'll be talking about Endwalker today, but we are still making final adjustments. It is still in development, and so please understand that some of these elements are subject to change.
そしてですねもう一つ大事なことなんですけど確かに私疲れております、疲れているのは事実なんですが怒ってるのとかそういうのはないです。顔がねそういう顔なんです怒ってたりとかは決してしてないので真面目に話すと なぜかね怒ってるって言われるんでねそこはご理解をいただきたいのと、まあ、ちょっとやっぱ疲れは確かに疲れてるんで言い間違いとかちょっとどもったりとかする可能性があるんですけど今日はちょっとすいませんご容赦いただけると助かります。はい。
And one important thing, I am tired. That is a fact. I'm sorry. And people have asked, Yoshida, are you angry? And I am not. I'm just, this is the way I look. This is my face. So whenever I'm talking about something serious, I apparently give off the impression that I'm angry. But please understand, I am not. I am tired, so I might my speech might not catch up with me quite. I might stutter at times, but please understand.
It doesn't help that he only gets 4 hours of sleep a
Yeah, that's
night.
good disclaimer.
You two
Try to get
comment
that
saying,
much.
but you're always late.
いつも疲れてる。Yeah,
ね
he must be always tired.
さあじゃあ始めていきましょうか。まあ一応後ろ制限はないんでね、
はい
ゆっくりやるところはゆっくりやっていけたらなと思ってます。ほい。
Okay, I think we are ready to jump into the content here. I believe there isn't a strict sort of end time that we have to adhere to, so we're just gonna go into it, take our time, and explain as needed.
さて、
はい
まずまあもちろん大事なのはジョブ関連調整だと思います。
It's amazing how shitty the monk armor looks.
と思いますが、まず
It's so bad.
各ジョブとかロールとか行く前に、
Most of them have.
Yeah, as much as I don't like the Realm Reborn monk armor, it's the best option that they have.
と説明しちゃおうかなと思う
I
と
think I have the. Well,
So
first of
course,
all,
we are going to be discussing about
I have-
the different job updates.
He uses
and
the same gear as a
adjustments. But
samurai,
before we
and half the
jump
times I'm not in
into
an
talking about
area
jobs or even
where
roles,
you can actually
actually,
cast camera plates, so
I
it
do
just
want
uses
to
the fucking
cover
samurai
something
armor I
that
have anyway.
encompasses,
But,
all of the different jobs in
I do
general.
have it set where it's
ま
supposed
ず
to
最
use
初、ベ
the
ースの方針なん
not
ですけど、
so
こちらはシャドーブリンガーズ 5.0 の、
it's a different
方針
level
をそのま
70
ま
set.
引き
It's
継いでおり
so
ます
I use the samurai uses
So
the
just as a
Sigma
baseline,
Sigmascape?
we
Yeah,
are
yeah, you have
sort
the-
of
Deltascape.
Delta-
Deltascape
you have
stuff.
the- you have the
upon
Deltascape
what
stuff.
we have
The
adjusted
monk
in
uses
Shadowbringers
the
5.0.
まあも
tombstone
ちろん
stuff.
その新たなアクション
The
とかはあるんですけど、まあその
Ryumaki
新システムとかを
stuff, I think.
各ジョブにこうゴテゴテつけたりして、もうそのさらにシステムを各ジョブ複雑化させるようなことはしてません。
And of course, with the new level,
I didn't
we
hate
do
the
add
Stormbloods.
more actions.
Yeah,
but,
the actual
One, it was
it was
okay.
alright.
incorporated
But
any sort of brand new system tacked on there or made anything.
But
too
yeah, no, I didn't like the
complicated.
Shadowbringers one like
ま
at
あもちろ
all.
んベーシックのコンセプトはまあ5.0を引き継いでってるんですけど、まあ、新しいアクションっていうのは当然たくさんありますし、変わってるところっていうのも各ジョブね、それぞれ大小ではありますけど結構あるので、まあ、その辺の方針は今日お伝えしていこうかなと思ってます。
And of course, with the basic thought being building upon Shadowbringers 5.0, of course, there are new elements that are added leading up to Endwalker and different elements that we have changed, may it be small or big. So we would like to go over some of the concepts or the directions that we've taken for these different updates.
でこう一部ねちょっと複雑にしてほしいなと、
はいはいはい。
3.x シリーズみたいなのっておっしゃる方もね最近ちらほら見るんですけど、やらないですよ。以前やって大変なことになったんでジョブの扱いは難しいわ、コンテンツは難しいわになってしまってやっぱねちょっとやりづらいと思うんで、今が一番安定してるかなと思うので、
はい、
この方針を、継続していく予定です。
And of course, there are a small group of you that desire for that complexity of what we've done in the 3.x series. But I'm afraid we won't go in that direction. It's quite a struggle because not only does the job actions become complicated, the content themselves make it kind of compoundedly worse. So I think we are at a good sort of stable place post Shadowbringers. So I think we would like to continue in that direction.
まあもちろんね個人個人ね3.0時代が良かった4.0時代が良かったいやいや今がいいんだっていうご意見あると思うんですけど、まあ全体をずっと長くねこう見てきた自分に関して、まあ、やっぱ5.0の方針が一番多くの人にフィットするだろうというすいません判断をさせていただいております。
And of course, I'm sure different players have different tastes. Some people might say, oh, I love the 3.0 series, 4.0 series, or etc. But I think looking at it from a general sort of perspective and from Yoshida's point of view, looking at 14 throughout these years, we do feel that 5.0 seems to fit as many people as possible. So apologies, but this is kind of the direction we're taking.
さあそしてもう一個全ジョブに共通して主に攻撃に関わるところなんですけど、主要な攻撃に関わるような、シナジーとかも含めたアビリティのリキャストっていうのをおおむね60秒120秒の間隔に、各ジョブ寄せてます。
No, nothing.
And,
What were you saying
another
nice
thing
to?
that encompasses all of
The 60
jobs
and
is
120-second
regarding
timers.
Oh,
their
okay. I
attacks
guess you're a couple
and
seconds
some
ahead
of
of me.
the like
Yeah,
primary
Getting rid of the
abilities
90
and their
second.
recast
Yeah, about to say getting rid of the
We've
90
kind
second one was
of
good.
equalized it to kind of lean towards that 60 second or 120 seconds.
まあ、この辺りはですね、高難易度コンテンツをやる
The
ときに、
91 second,
こう
the
バー
90
ス
second
ト
ones fucking
す
suck.
る用の
If they're all 60 and 120, you just literally just fucking hit them off cooldown. Like, you don't have to think about it as
バースト
much.
するぞみたいな時に、まあ、バーストがこう一定周期で合いやすいように、合わせやすいように、もちろんそれだったりしてるんですけど、
Just gotta line up the
ま
burst
あ、要はあ
windows.
と各ジョブこう別のジョブをやった時にも、サイクルってテンポ感は揃ってくるかなと思うので、まあ、その辺を踏まえてこうしてあります。
And this kind of takes into play when you go into the high difficulty dungeons and raids, where you have that sort of burst timing that you can match with taking your different medicines and then doing your different cooldown abilities. And you have that sort of relatively similar cycle depending regardless of what job you would do. So even if you kind of go into your alt job, you'd still have that kind of similar tempo or that cycle that you can keep up with.
ただしですね、
はい、
最大の注意点でございます。こちら。
Of course, there is a caveat to that.
Good point. You don't have
当
to
然ですね。
remember which of your
全て
abilities
を切るわけにもいかないので、
in between or not.
全部が全部
Like spot
60とか
classes.
120になってるわけではございません。ここは忘れずにぜひご注意くださ
It's
い。
probably like just all the good ones though, because like
But that being
nobody
said,
cares
of
about
course,
Shield Samba.
We were not able to
Oh,
align
no.
everything.
Well,
It's exactly
that's
60
not something you would
seconds or
use off cooldown
120
anyway, right? You
seconds,
would
so please
need to
understand
use it
that
when you
not
need it, like
all
not
the
just
abilities
oh, right, like going
match
out
up
blue,
perfectly,
like
exactly.
particularly spicy
おい
ones. Like
くまモン60秒になってねえじゃねえかよっていうね。
yeah, but like Brotherhood should be coming up off right around the same time as
Like
fucking
trick attack.
Dragon Eye and all that other stuff. So
Yeah.
It's like the ley lines. Oh no, it's not 60 seconds. No, that one still remains to be 90 seconds. Apologies.
悲しみですよ、私。そう
So it's a
か。
black mage.
捨て
It's
おかれ
really
たか。
sad. They've neglected me. I'm not aligned to your timings.
プロデューサーのメインジョブのね、主力アクションがそのなんか寄せていく対象に入ってなかったっていう。
It's kind of unfortunate. The main job of the producer of the game missed out on having his timings of his ability. One of the main abilities kind of aligned to that kind of cycle.
公平に取り扱われてる。
フェアですよ。
フェア。
If
Yeah,
black
Buffalo
mages
teams
could
should
leyline every
every
minute, that would be absurd.
みんながバンボンやってる間に。
yeah, it lasts like 30, like a while.
開いたりして本当にあいつ一人で何やってんだみたいな空
And
気
the
が
cooldown's ticking while it's still active.
ございます。
So
Yeah.
So like everybody else is doing their abilities and their
Other games, they don't do
cycle
that.
timing, and then 30
I don't think
seconds
WoW's
later,
like that.
I'm
Like they
with
put
my
on
ley
start till
lines.
ability actions for a lot of
Everybody's
stuff.
kind of looking at me weird, like what is he doing off timing?
ではですね、この全ジョブに共通する、まあベースは 5.0 をそのまま準拠してますよ。で、いろんな主力の攻撃に関わるようなアクション、アビリティのリキャストが60、120にこう、寄ってますよっていうことによって結構変わるものってあるんですね。まあそれを頭の中にまず入れた状態で、見ていただきたいものがあるので、皆さん頭の中に入ってます？大丈夫ですか？
So again, our base concept is kind of building upon that 5.0 Shadowbringers, and then a lot of the primary abilities have been aligned to kind of fall in place between 60 or 120 second cast timing. So with that in mind, there will be abilities that kind
The
of
mask
change
is off. I want the watch list.
in accordance to those updates. So if you could keep that in mind, and there's something that I want to watch, I want you to watch as you think about that.
So are you ready? 皆さん大丈夫ですか？
では約20分ありますので、
はい。
私もコメントはしません。ぜひですね、ゆっくりご覧いただければと思っております。あゆみさん、ここまでまず一回トランスレーションお願いします。
You're basically like the
So
first
we
one
will be
or
looking at a
something?
20-minute footage.
Maybe not the first, but you're from
none
before
of us
the
here will
tournament,
be
so
making any
you're older.
comments. So if you could take your time to watch the footage, and then he has more to say.
I haven't found that out.
さあ、それでは、
That's-
6.0 エンドウォーカーのジョブアクショントレーラーとなっております。
This is the 6.0 job action trailer.
どうぞ。
Oh, there we go. Wait. Yes? No.
What's new?
Yeah, nothing's new yet, bruh.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. That looked like it comboed off Chaos Thrust, because it had like the pedals and stuff.
Oh.
Oh my god. That was a good way to end that.
Hard come dive. Oh! That was cool.
I'm like 6 seconds ahead of you. That's crazy. What? Oh. New tank cooldown for Warrior.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool. New. Okay. New AoE upgrade.
Yes. Fell cleave. All of the fell cleave.
Yeah, I was wondering how many they were gonna do. Yo, Red Mage job gauge has dots under it now. Oh, is that a healing bubble?
Doing the melee combo. Backflip. What?
Oh, you're like a little bit ahead of me now?
Oh my god, he's getting so much fucking mana? What the fuck was that?
Yo, that Thorns thing was cool.
Holy... whatever the leather one is. Oh, that was cool. Here we go, Scholar.
We still have deployment tactics. Yay.
Oh, well, that looks different.
Oh, that's new.
Change strat. Oral.
I only saw one new thing on Scholar.
Yeah. He had to run up to Art of War again. Ugh. A range attack for Dark Knight looked new.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
No. Oh, that was, it just did something new.
Melee combo. Quietus. I don't know what that was.
It just dark-sided again.
I'm not really seeing anything new on Dark Knight.
I saw one new attack, but then it did the animation where you summon your shadow twice. So there's something there, but oh, that's new. Okay. Saw 2 new attacks so far.
Whoa! Favorite dance. Oh, there's a new one. Inspiration.
Oh, that's gonna be so fun to shoot the shotgun. Oh my god! New saw blade machine thing.
Air anchor. Oh my god, saw blade thing, what was that?
Oh, that looks new.
Oh, we get a third bullet.
Oh, indeed, nice.
I feel like we should have an ability that takes 2 now. Or all 3 of them.
That looks new.
Couldn't tell
Oh,
if
that's
that was
new.
Heart of Stone or not.
I saw like 3 new animations there. I think.
Ooh.
Yo, the new song game looks pretty cool. With the symbols off to the right. Oh, that's a cool new animation. Oh my god, Rain of Death is... Wait. No, never mind, that's not right enough. Yeah, this is on one of the new maps.
Oh. Dog gauge looks a little different. It's got the Lord of Crowns on there too.
Yeah. Oh, that's new. That's new. Okay.
Ooh.
Well, the animations look cool.
That one thing that looked like it was just an upgrade to gravity, but it still looks cool.
Yeah. It's still probably gonna be the worst healer. Oh,
Alright, here we go.
we're in Raja hand though. That Tenka Goken looked different.
Yeah, I was thinking.
He also just did an attack where he used his sword and the sheath.
Yeah, that's the. I think Gurren something.
I'm not overly familiar with samurai animations. That was new, I think.
How did he fucking
That's
do
new.
the double Iijutsu so quickly? What the fuck? Oh. Oh, damn.
I think we're gonna get a single target Afflatus. Yep. Yep, there it was. Single target Afflatus Misery. What is that? What does that do? Oh my god. It AoE Pulse Heal set on a location. That's fantastic. It's basically a fairy! What the fuck? Yeah, it's literally just a Shadow Fairy. That's the new attack from the benchmark. That's new.
Yeah.
New
that's...
new gap closer. Okay. Let's see if Black Mage gets Ultima.
Damn. Well, that ninja stuff looked cool.
Black Mage job gauge is different.
What? That's not. Oh, yes, it is. You have ice and fire. What the fuck?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Did he cast the spell that was fire and ice yet for you?
Oh my god, he just did. What the fuck? And fire and lightning. There was no one right after that. Was fire and lightning.
Yeah.
New thunder spell. There did the fire, light, and ice thing again. It switched him to ice that time. That... Fucking dropping despairs back to back. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. Black Mage mains are happy.
Oh my god. Dude, is this like fell clean for flare? That's fucking... Like where you just cast flares for free for like 10 seconds? That's fucking dope. Oh, new class.
Ooh, these animations are spicy. No. You have a stance! Oh my god! Sage has a stance. That's amazing.
I like the job bar, it's pretty slick. It kind of gives you that magic plus technology
They
feel.
have gap closer. And multiple AoEs. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Whoa!
Monk has a new gap closer. Yeah. Monk has a new gap closer too. Whoa.
Are you sure? That just kind of looked like a shoulder attack.
No, no, because he's not hitting with it. He's just moving,
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
and he has like a weird phoenix kick thing.
Ooh, yeah. That kick right after that was cool. I think you too.
Oh my god. These animations are so good.
What?
Bro, oh my god. The new summoner job gauge.
I haven't seen it yet. It's coming up now. Oh, it looks so good. still have Aether Flow, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's whatever. I don't mind Aether Flow. Something's up because there's two totems. Oh my god! Fuck yes! Bro, I'm so happy right now.
I have a fucking fairy? Oh my god, that's Garuda! What?
Holy shit.
Oh my god, is Titan gonna come out right after this? Please tell me Titan comes next.
I don't think they're gonna show them. No? Maybe they are. No? Yo, new AoEs though. Oh my god, nope, they're... Oh my god. This is...
There's Titan. Oh my god, it is Titan! Dude!
Bro. It looks like your actual rotation... Yeah, bro, your rotation changes depending on which one you have bound, or whatever. Like you have a 3-hit... You... Yes, this is Summoner.
Summoner is good now! Like,
Guess we don't need Eggy Glamour anymore.
no. Because Eggie's not even fucking doing anything. Like, it's just disappearing immediately.
Yeah. So it looks like you just basically equip a stance thing, a buff stance from him. So this is cool. And then Phoenix is back, yeah, whatever. Nobody cares.
I don't know why I didn't use Ifrit.
He did. He used all 3 of them. Alright, so Reaper has a meditate, it looks like. They have a gap closer. And a weird portal thing?
Range attack, gap closer.
Oh yeah.
Why did he need someone else attacking? Oh,
Alright, yeah, okay, that's what I thought the portal thing was. Just so you can... It's like the Black Mage Leyline things. After you teleport. That's cool.
Oh, you can go back. Oh, okay.
That job gauge looks phenomenal.
Oh, man. Ooh. Dude, the new classes look so good.
Yeah.
Paladin, no one cares.
Oh, still has Goring Blade. Alright, the new defensive cooldown.
He did something right away that gave him 50 oath gauge. Did you see that at the beginning?
I didn't, but that's good.
Ooh, new defensive thing?
Yeah, they showed that in the live letter. I mean, in the benchmark. Yo, that's new. That's new AoE. That's also a new AoE. New 3-hit AoE combo. Okay.
No, that last one looked like Requiescat, but no, it wasn't. Oh my god, dude, that looks sick.
All right.
How dare they make me want to play Paladin? How dare?
I mean, better than Gunbreaker.
はい、ジョブアクション動画
Sadly,
ご覧いただきました。So now we watch the job action video.
まあまずは
I
ちょっと
didn't
20分ぐらいでしたけどいかがだったでしょうかね。
Paladin opened with giving you
But first of all, yeah, it's a 20-minute trial, so to speak. How did everyone do?
Yeah. Did you see that he can after he does his dash, he teleports. He
So
can
job
teleport
action
back to
video
it.
is getting longer
Did
and
you see the new
longer.
3-hit? You see
まあ
the new 3-hit?
やっぱり最初にお伝えした通り、まあ 5.0 準拠で、まあ正当に全体そのまま進化していきつつ、まあ主要リキャストが60、120に寄ってたりするので、あれなんかローテーション随分間隔短くなったなみたいなのあると思うんで、まあそのあたりを順次ジョブごとにこれからご説明していこうかなと思っております。
はい。
So of course, as mentioned earlier, our basis is 5.0 and building upon Shadowbringers. And so we've kind of evolved the different actions based on that. And with the primary abilities and the lead cast timing kind of being aligned towards either 60 seconds or 120, you might notice that the skill rotations and the intervals between them may feel a little shorter. So we'd like to go into the different jobs now to kind of explain some of the concepts and ideas.
まあコメントで多いのはあれですね。召喚師が召喚師になってい
Start
る
with
コメ
Summoner.
ントが
Or everyone's asking about Summoner.
英語も含めて多いですね。
I feel
Bro,
like
I
I see
actually
a lot
want
of
to play
comments
Summoner
that
now.
are
Like,
saying,
that looks
the
so
summoner
good.
is now
I
a
like-
summoner.
I
You're summoning.
I like
and
old
that goes
Summoner.
for both
New Summoner's
Japanese
just
and
like
English
not
comments
very
that I
fun.
see.
私が見た中ではアルティマウェポンかよって言ってたのがちょっと面白かったです。So are you now Ultima Weapon? No, that was funny comment I found.
まあ召喚だけ尺長えずるいっていうコメントもあったんですけどまあ見せないと全部わかんないかなと思って一応ね、一通り全部載ってるはず召喚は。はい。
Of course, some of you may have noticed that the length that Summoner is being featured is a little longer than everybody else, and they were like, not fair. But I mean, it's quite a significant change, so we wanted to show off.
Bro, I'm gonna have to make a
all
new
that we
character
can.
and like level up Summoner from the
さあ
beginning.
じゃあ皆さん頭の中にそれぞれご自身のメインジョブの映像ある程度頭に入ったと思うのでここから、ロールのお話で、それぞれのジョブのお話っていうので、続けて全ジョブお話ししていこうかなと思います。はい。
Okay, so now upon looking at the job action trailer and having that sort of mental image of your primary job and what actions that you saw, we'd like to dive in. We'll start from the different roles and then go into the different jobs.
さあまずは、タンクからいきましょうか。パワーポイントお願いします。はい。
Okay, so jumping into the tanks on the PowerPoint.
さあではタンク全体的なお話です。
Okay, so tanks overall.
はいまずいいですよ出してもらって。はい一部の防御バフに関してなんですけど、単にねそれを実行するだけじゃなくて例えば敵のダメージの、直前に差し込むことによって、よりちょっとメリットを得られたりとか他のアビリティと重ねて、うまく使うことで効果がねさらに付与されるとかいうちょっとテクニカルな防御バフを入れたりしてます。
So certain the certain defensive buffs, that you cast, we wanted to, of course, add some benefits to it. So not just simply like protecting yourself from, say, a tank buster or something like that, but we wanted to make it so that if you are using it in conjunction with different abilities and kind of using them in combination, it allows for greater benefits and sort of like a technical aspect to some of these defensive buffs.
なんかこれねジャストガードとかパリーとかやりたいんだけどサーバークライアント型のゲームでねさすがにそれは無謀なのでまあすごい効果の例えばですけど効果の短い追加効果があるんで、なんかこう、敵の栄翔の半分ぐらいでもうとりあえず打っときゃいいやだとまあなんていうの一応軽減 10% とかは働くんですけど、その後についてる効果が
Also, it just hit me. The Summoner had Carbuncle out,
なのでそこは効果を見て
and like it wasn't a glamour.
使ってもらえるといいなって感じです。はい。
If you're actually
We're not
summoning
talking
Ifrit and
about
Gruta
something
and
very
Titan, they
exact,
probably
like
took the
a
Eggies
guard
away.
just at the
Yeah.
right timing or like a parry.
Kind of fucks over the level 30 to
that's
50 class
difficult
quest, but
for
whatever.
something that's
I mean, they were already fucked because
RPG online.
Topaz
So
Carbuncle doesn't
it's
tank
more
anymore.
along the lines of some additional benefit for a short amount of time after utilizing certain abilities. So before you might be thinking, oh, okay, enemy is casting. I'll just go ahead and activate this ability when it's casting. And of course, you'll still reap the benefit of, say, it's like a 10% damage mitigation, but there is a bit of a waste. And so by combining it with optimal like ability use, optimal times, you can reap even further benefits.
であとですね、また効果がねそれぞれちょっと異なる、自身もしくはパーティーメンバー1人に付与できる防御バフを各タンク上部持っているようになっているので、MT、ST の場合どっちでも役に立つんじゃないかなと思います。
And of course, these different effects do allow for different sort of effects that are being added to you. Some of these are a defense buff where it applies to yourself and a party member. So I think it does come in handy regardless of you main tanking or off tanking.
では次の項目なんですけど、これはねちょっと近接物理 DPS も共通なんですけど、今までウェポンスキルコンボ中にですね例えばトマホークとか遠隔攻撃を途中に挟むとねコンボが中断されてたんですけど、これをなくしました。素晴らしい。
Oh,
was,
nice.
And this kind of applies to melee DPS as well, but whenever you are activating a weapon skill combo,
Hopefully that doesn't apply just to tanks.
Like
Yeah, they just said it applies to DPS
or
also.
Warrior or something like that, like a ranged attack, that would kind of break your combo chain, but we've adjusted it so that that chain is not broken.
まあ各アクションのそのアビリティのリキャストが60秒サイクルとかになっていくと、
I mean, you shouldn't really have to use your ranged move,
1サイクルよりショートタイムタームになると思うんですよね。まあ全体がの時間がこうなんだろう回転数が上がるって言った方がいいのかな。それに合わせてこういうコンボが
Just like it's like with the case of like samurai, when you backflip, you get a buff to MP.
yeah,
But if you're in the middle of a combo, you should absolutely not use it.
Yeah.
Because you have to start your combo over.
You
lose out.
Recast timing leans closer to
You
that
just
60
do nothing until you can dash back in. So
your rotations will start to feel a little bit shorter in their terms. So I think it's best to explain it as the number of times that you are attacking and the different skills are being activated kind of goes up in your rotations. And plus, without those interruptions, it does give you that feeling of you are making an attack.
まあ例えばボス中心の攻撃があるので一回大きく距離を取らなきゃいけないみたいな時に、やっぱりちょっとコンボが途切れるのを嫌がって遠隔を使わないみたいなねところがあったと思うんですけど、そこはグローバルクールダウンが無駄にならないのであれば使う局面というのもまあ出てくるだろうし、むしろねグローバルクールダウン中にあえて避けて即戻るみたいな方がいい時もあるし、まあそこら辺はタンクを使うプレイヤースキルが少しずつ差が出てくるんじゃないかなとは思います。はい。
And so, for example, say a boss kind of has this ranged, an AoE attack that starts from the boss and kind of goes outward, and everybody has to kind of disperse away from the boss. Some people don't want to break their weapon skill combo and include that sort of ranged attack. But with the sort of adjustment here, now we don't have to worry about like wasting our cooldown time, global cooldown time, or in some strategies, you might have to kind of decide when you deliberately need to time your GCD so that you can avoid some of those attacks. So I think this will kind of give the tank sort of strategy a little bit of range.
さあでは、3つ目なんですけど、これもですねタンクのみというよりは、物理攻撃をするジョブ全般に関わってくるんですけど、ちょっとちゃんとお伝えしますね。はい。
And then the third item, and this doesn't apply just to tanks, but anybody who is making some kind of physical attack.
ちょっと
カメラにしますか。
そうですね、生カメにしてもらっていいですか。ですね、今までファイナルファンタジー14のベースのバトル計算式っていうものの中に、まあ皆さんねレイドとかやっててもこの攻撃は物理か魔法かみたいなよくあると思うんですけど、まあ当然物理攻撃の計算式と魔法攻撃の計算式っていうのがそれぞれ一つずつね、存在してます。はい。
So of course with Final Fantasy 14 we have this sort of calculations of the damage that is being dealt, and there's like a base or like a fundamental formula that is applied. And I'm sure those of you raiders know to discern if an attack is a physical attack or a magical attack. And each of these have their own sort of formula to calculate the damage that is being dealt.
これは新生14レルムリボーンを開発した時に、作ったものなんですけど、当時ねどういう風にさらにこうバトルをアップデートしていくかっていうのがいろんな可能性が取れるようにするためにこの物理攻撃っていうベース基礎計算数字と、魔法攻撃基礎計算値っていうのを、それぞれ設定してたんですね。別々に調整できるように、はい、で、こっちが魔法攻撃力だとするとこっちが物理攻撃力。魔法の方がより複雑な計算をするかもしれないっていうので、こいつの値はちょっと高かったんですね。物理計算式のベースになってる値より。
And so, with
英語はあなた。
Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 14 being, oh, sorry.
どうぞお願いします。
When Final Fantasy 14 was being relaunched as A Realm Reborn, we tried to make sure that the programming is it allows for future updates in the battles, and we try to leave the different possibilities open. So the fundamental sort of physical damage calculations were set up so that we have two separate formulas going on. So we have the magic damage attack calculation, and then we got the physical attacks. And when we were initially thinking about these two separate ones so that we can adjust them separately, the team did determine that with the magic attacks, it does tend to be a bit more complicated in the different calculations. So the base, like the fundamental value, is set just a little bit higher than the physical base fundamental numbers.
で、レベル80になってもこの差っていうのは縮まらない基礎値だったので、もう今後バランスをきれいに揃えていくためにこのベースに使ってた物理攻撃計算式の基礎値を魔法と同じ値まで引き上げました。完全に同じ数字になるようにしました。はい。
And so, with the characters now leveling up to level 80, this fundamental number did not change as we raised the values. And so with this update, in order for us to make sure these are balanced, sorry, left, right, we kind of pulled up the physical base numbers so that it matches the magical damage attack.
で、じゃあそれをやるとどうなるかっていうと、物理攻撃が全体的に強くなるんですね。その計算の元に使ってる数字が上がるので、掛け算する。
I hadn't noticed that, but I just assumed that was because, you know, most of the magic stuff you have cast time, so
ベースが高くなった分、各アクションの威力ってところに書かれてる
felt
数字
more, you know, oomph behind it because it took longer to do.
Yeah.
なるほど。
And with the the less magic defense cooldowns
揃えるた
also.
めに威力の数字が落ちてます全部。はい。
So what that means is that with the
Well, not a lot of the
base
stuff was
numbers
specific to like
being
physical
equalized,
cooldowns. Like it was always
the
like, hey,
physical
either
attacks
you reduce
would naturally
damage, like
become stronger,
all damage,
by
or
default,
you take
because,
less
of course,
magic
the
damage, or
fundamental
increase your
number
magic
has been
resistance.
raised
Like
to
there wasn't like,
match
oh, this one
so that
just
both
increases
of
your
these are
physical
balanced.
resistance,
But that being said, we
which is fine
needed
because it'd be
to
largely useless because
calculate
most of the
down
times you're
so
getting hit and
the
in-game
potency
stuff
that
it's
is
magic
listed
anyway.
out as a number goes down.
なぜこの説明をこんな丁寧にね、吉田猫可愛いなみたいなそんなつもりでやってんじゃないんだよ。なんでこんな丁寧にやってるかというと、この後メディアツアーで各メディアの皆さんからスキルの多分スクリーンショットとか出ると思うんですよ。その時にあれも弱体化されてる、これも弱体化されてる、あの数字も下がった、この数字も下がった、吉田は何近接に何か恨みでもあんのかみたいになるのを避けたいんですよ。
なるほど。
なんで全体の基礎計算式が上がってる
I'm filling Kyle in on this stuff because he's not able to watch it right now.
数字は全部一律下げてるんで、そこはご了承くださいねっていうはい。
People are saying Yoshida looks like a cat, but that's beside the point. So with the adjustment of the fundamental numbers going up, of course, we have to adjust the potency numbers so that even if it's raised, it stays the same. So the numbers themselves look like they're low. So I wanted to bring this up because now that we're going into the media tour and we're going to have members of the media and influencers kind of play the game and see the potency, and they would take photos or screen captures of the game screen, and people might wonder, oh my gosh, have they nerfed some of these potencies? Oh no, this one has gone down too. What happened to all of these physical melee attacks? What the heck? But just please understand, the potency is noted as like a lower number, but that's only because our fundamental physical numbers have gone up, and it's to make it even out. So it's across the board. You might notice that.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
はい。という説明でした。これはまあタンクだけではなく
Everybody's probably like, so what you're telling me is
行う
spells got weaker, right?
近接命令 DPS も
And he's just like, no.
核命令 DPS もそうです。同じことが起きるので、それはそれぞれの項目でもまた軽くは触れますけど、ご承知おきください。
But of course, again, this is not just for the tanks, but anybody who is dealing physical attacks. So that means melee, like close range DPS, as well as ranged physical DPS, will be affected by these numbers.
なんか俺をヨシニャンって呼ぶのはやめろ。
Stop calling me Yoshinyan.
48歳のおじさんにそれはないだろう。
I'm 48 years old. Please stop calling me cat.
あ、そうか。声だけだとね、機嫌悪いのってなるんで、確かに。まあ大丈夫です。ジョークなんで。はい。
And then people start to comment, oh, Yoshida sounds angry. No, don't worry, I'm not angry. I'm just joking.
はい。じゃあ続けて1条目ナイトいきましょうか。はい。
Okay, moving on to the Paladin.
はい、じゃあ1行目どうぞ。まあリクエストカットの、効果をね、残り MP 量気にせず使えるようにまあ調整したりとか、さらに、さっきね動画でもご覧いただいたと思います。コンフィテオールから派生する三段コンボ、勇者みたいな三段コンボが、追加されてます。まあ主になんで、まあこれ以外にね、もちろん
equally effective. I don't remember.
I don't remember which one it was, but it either did more damage the more MP you had or the less.
So of course, as
it was definitely more.
Or I'm sorry, the
I think so, yeah.
Requiescat cat will now be equally effective regardless.
Oh, so the big ass swords chained off Confiteor?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, Sean's like right outside my door freaking out.
Yeah,
I hear him.
Earlier, but yeah, there's this really neat sort of combo that happens.
Oh god, I got all my shit to 80. I actually know what all these moves are.
So,
like, otherwise I'd have been lost for most of this. And we're like, what is that? What is that?
Of course, there are other multiple different adjustments that were made to the tank, but those are the main ones that we want to pick up here.
まあナイトはいわゆる正当進化で、まあ何かがめちゃくちゃ変わるっていうことはない感じです。で、基本ローテーションはただちょっとあまりにも脳死にならないように、少し工夫というか考える余地みたいなのを今回入れてあります。
So with Paladin, it's just a straight evolution, kind of keeping in the trend with Shadowbringers going into Endwalker. So it's not a drastic difference per se, but of course we don't want y'all to be brain dead as you're doing your rotation. So there are some aspects that will require some strategy, require some thinking.
で、突進のですね、インタービーンの要は撃てる距離が、5メートル伸びて20メートルになっているので、まあその辺の使い勝手の向上もさせてもらってます。
And the gap closer, intervene, has been adjusted as well. There's an additional 5 yalms you can move forward, so it's a total of 20 yalms you'll jump in.
さあ、では続いて戦士いきましょう。はい。
Okay, next up is the warrior.
まず一つ目。選手はですね、まあ、範囲攻撃のローテーションをやるにも一定間隔で、まあ、ブレハをやらなきゃいけなかったんですけど、今回範囲コンボだけでもそもそも、バフが付与されるようになってます。付与も維持もできるので、まあ、なんか双方向単体から範囲から単体のところが割とスムーズになってます。
And then
Have to
so
do a
with this one, the
fucking
first point, damage up effects can now
Storm
be
path
triggered
combo,
and
then
extended
it start
by
AoEing, just fucking
combos.
AoE immediately.
So,
Beautiful.
I'm sure as you're playing warrior, at one point you'd always have to insert Storm's Eye into it in order to kind of sustain. But we have made it so that it can be triggered and extended even if you're doing your AoE combos.
Kyle's gonna like
So,
splooge himself, and
I
so
think
is
it's
Paul when he
similar-
finds out.
It causes for smoother transitions if you want to do like a single target rotation into like an AoE
Best tank.
rotation and back and forth.
先ほど動画でももうすでにお気づきの方がいると思うんですけど、2つ目、オンスロートとアップヒーバルからビーストゲージ消費がな
That
くなっ
is
てます。
fucking insane.
And then the second point, and you may have noticed this from the job action trailer, but Onslaught and Upheaval will no longer drain the beast gauge.
Wait, what?
That's massive.
Bro!
まあ、現象の解放の実行後に発動できる新しいアクションが追加されています。
And then there is a new action that will be available upon execution of inner release.
あと大きいのはですね、現象の解放のリキャストが60秒に
The fellest
なって
cleave.
ます。まあその分だけ回転数が上がるので、効果回数は3回になってます。で、まあ頻度は上がるんで。
I love Fell Thief as much as everybody else, but I actually really like Onslaught too. Just the fact that you have like this huge action token around, you're like, you know what? For this ability, I'm just gonna punch you in the face a couple times.
Yeah. Did you see the new animation for one of the warrior skills? It's a three hit
for like
punch combo.
the frequency to be
Yeah, that's
more often,
Onslaught.
so it kind of reduces that sort of
That's not new.
dragging or lagging feeling.
No, this is new.
あとはですね、
It's a new skill. It was shown in the
消費なくなったって言いましたけど、さらに
in the benchmark.
このチャージが
I didn't
率3なので、でかつ新アクション
Yeah,
が
before Onslaught was just an uppercut, but now there's a separate move that's a three hit punch combo.
And then we mentioned about how Onslaught will not drain the beast gauge. We are also adjusting that to have a total charge of 3. And then with the new action that stems from it, it does allow for a lot of mobility.
あとは原初のタケリも今回パワーアップさせてあるので ST 性能も上がってます。
And then Gensho no Takeri was I want to say Nascent Chaos. No, that's not it. ごめんなさい。I'm
いい
sorry.
よ、チェックしてから。
はい、チェックしてください。大丈夫ですよ。アクション名は難しいんですよ。
ごめんなさい、Genshoの。
ね、日本語と英語全く違いますからね。原初のたけり。
So sorry guys, it is Nascent Flash. Sorry about that. Nascent Flash will allow for it. So if you're off tanking, it will also help you there.
はい。という感じでございます。あゆみさん大丈夫？進めて。
はい、大丈夫です。
はい。では続いて暗黒騎士いきましょう。
Okay, moving on to the Dark Knight.
まず一つ目、ソルトアースの設置位置がですね、結構こう面倒くさかったグラウンドターゲットで、自分の足元に設置して、さらにその、設置中に発生するアクションっていうのを新しく追加してます。
So with Dark Knight, Salted Earth will now
No ground targeting, yay!
Around you and make a new action available. You may remember you had to place.
Can't do it
Salted
pre-pull.
Earth,
I guess
but
you
now
wouldn't do
it's
it
going to
pre-pull because it
appear
starts damage
where
immediately.
you are standing, and from there
Still.
stems a new action.
まあ僕もそうだったんだけど、マクロ作ってやってたりするのが、
Yeah.
もう
Don't have to use macros anymore.
っていう感じだったんで、もう変えました。はい。
So even Yoshida had to like set up a macro.
I wonder if they changed the other ground target stuff too for the healers.
And so it seemed a little pointless.
And the only other
so we
people that had
made
them
adjustments
were the
there.
healers, so I don't
Yeah.
I don't really think you would need to.
新しいアクション、習得するので、英雄の英神もその新アクションを使うようになりますよ。
素晴らしい。
And so the second point was your simulacrum will also gain a new action when you acquire one of the new job abilities. So your living shadow is going to learn new actions as well.
まあ暗黒は今綺麗に結構ローテ回せてるんで、極端に なんか変わるってところはないんですけど、ただブラッド・デリリアムのリキャストが、こちらも60秒になって、3回までの効果になってます。なのでやっぱりこっちも回転数は上がります。
And so I think with the Dark Knight, the rotations are pretty clean and straightforward. But one of the other changes that are being applied is Delirium. Recast time will be adjusted to 60 seconds, and that would be also affected up to 3 times. So again, I think frequency will go up again.
あとはプランチカットの、射程範囲も20メートルに、拡大しますね。5メートル伸びる。で、あとは新技でブラックナイトとは別に単体ターゲットの防御バフも追加されてます。
And so with plunge, again, that
Delirium,
is also
that
going
lets
to
you don't have to spend blood gauge?
extend its
I
range.
think
another
so.
5 yalms, so a total of
I actually don't
50
remember a
yalms.
lot of the Black Knight ability
And then
names.
there will be a new action that's added separately from the Black Knight, would be a single target defense buff.
はい、
Oh, nice.
はこんなところで、
Plunge farther away.
続いてガンブレイカー行きましょう。
That was kind of short.
I think that's it for the Dark Knight. So moving on to Gunbreaker.
はい、まず一つ目、サベッジクロー、ビケット
Oh, nice.
いわゆるあれですね、ソイルコンボですね。こちらがですね、ホットバ
I
ージョ
wonder
ン
if
で
that happens
ビー
with
トファングから順次置き換わるようになってるので
Dragoon as well,
これ楽になるんじゃないかなと思います。ちょっと操作量。
Savage Claw and Wicked Talon will now
So the
swap
first
it.
point says
Gnashing
Savage Claw
Fang.
and Wicked Talon will now swap in for Gnashing Fang on the hotbar, reducing the number of inputs. But basically, your cartridge combo that starts off with Gnashing Fang will
okay.
be
It's
like
just
a
one button bullet combo now.
where it will kind of replace the Savage Claw and Wicked Talon will swap in its place to do the combo.
なので、まあ、よくわかんないっていう人にとって詳しく言うと、まあ、ビートファングを使うと2段目のサベッジクローにアクションがもう自動的に置き換わるので、そのまま同じアクション実行すると、サベッジクローで、
I mean, you're still swapping, going back and forth between 2 buttons because you have to
自動的にそれも置き換わる
continuation between them. But
Yeah.
ホットバーがかなり節約できるんじゃない
Yeah, but it frees up 2 spots on your bar, so that's cool.
So just to kind of explain it further, basically you, like we mentioned, it's going to be a 1-button sort of combo that's triggered when you start off with Gnashing Fang, and then in that same slot you'll have Savage Claw, and then once you've triggered that, you move on to Wicked Talon. So I think it'll definitely save space on your hotbar.
まあその間に挟む追撃アクションはね、これまで通りコンティニュエーションからの自動置き換えなので、まあそこは継続されています。
And then for any sort of actions that are inserted in between, it will continue to be continue to be continued. So will be able to use.
さあ、次。ファーストストライクの後にコンティニュエーションで、追撃可能になってます。
And then the second point clearly states continuation will be able to be used following burst strike.
そして、動画でも出てましたね、特性によりソイルが最大3スタックに、増加しております。
And then, of course, you may have noticed
Wait,
this
what?
in
What
the
is
trailer
burst strike?
as well. A trait will raise the maximum number of cartridges to 3.
I think it's one of their off globals, I think.
これ他のタンクに合わせて5メートル延長されてます。
Or it's
And then
their
Rough Divide,
their ranged
of
attack,
course,
maybe?
has been
it's lightning
adjusted to
something.
match
Oh,
the
you're right,
other gap closers in the tanks as well.
でやっぱりこれ
I have no idea what burst strike is.
ソイルの最大スタック数
Oh, is that
追加が
their
かなり
other
大きくて
cartridge thing? The normal,
戦略的になってるかな
the one-hit one?
Oh, it probably is.
開幕から全部使い切っていく
yeah, the non-combo
ちょっ
one.
と抑えめに始めるのかっていうところは結構ポイント
That's
かな
cool. An extra use for continuation.
Hi.
That's
And then with
interesting.
the cartridges and the maximum stacks has been raised, I think that definitely adds an
I don't have a
element
lot of off
of
globals that gives you
strategy.
Yeah.
So you might
extra,
want to decide
off
if you
global
want
thing
to go in full on and use up your different cartridges.
Did you catch what
during the
he said
timeline,
about
earlier in the timeline,
gap closers?
or do you want
Or no?
to kind of save it for later, etc.?
They increased the range for the Dark Knight one a little bit, but I don't know if everybody was as low.
Okay, because I heard the tail end and she said something about tank gap closures have been like standardized or something. So they probably all have the same distance now.
Next up
That
is
or maybe
the
their
melee DPS.
cooldowns or stacks are a little bit all the same too, because that was kind of annoying with some of them. Some of them had 2 stacks, some of them didn't. Some of them had longer cooldowns, some didn't.
So
Okay.
first is
That's cool.
something that applies to all melee DPS, but the effect for feint is going to change.
Redo physical damage dealt.
軽減の打ち合わせなどを盛んにヒーラーさんとタンクさんとしておりますとですね。まあ
And also
確かに
reduce. What does it do now? It like lowers their
it's just-
dexterity or something?
Right now it just lowers physical damage
こ
dealt.
れはオートアタックの痛いところに置いときますね
No,
みたい
that's
な
that's the tank one.
No, feint lowers the target's strength by 10%.
しました。
So with this feint, and this is
So now it just
probably,
also lowers
applicable to a lot of you who
their
don't have
intelligence.
trades, and
Yeah.
Yoshida
Yeah,
being a
but
black
just
mage,
not
we
as much.
discussed
Yeah,
beforehand
still good.
with,
Still a good
the
change.
DPS and tanks and healers to kind of talk about.
Well, that'll be
okay,
the
so
same,
when
but the
are we
opposite
going
then?
to place this?
Maybe.
And they're like, oh,
Probably.
oh feint. Maybe we'll place it where auto attack hurts the most. So we are going to adjust that.
まあでも実際うまい本当メレーの人って実際には超大技の後に来るオートアタックが実はめちゃくちゃ痛くて、タンクも防御バフ張った後なんで実は AA で落ちるがあるんですよ。なんでそこにね牽制結構効くんですよ。効くんですけど、まあ、今回、まあ、あまりにもなので、牽制の中に魔法ダメージ減少っていう効果も少しつけました。でただ当然効果量魔法ダメージ軽減の効果量はアドル、キャスターが持ってる、軽減の方が大きくはなるんですけど、無駄っていうことはなくなります。はい。はい。
So I mean, to be fair, with some of these bosses, you know, sometimes the auto attack that follows after the sort of tank buster or the large damage hurts a lot, and it's immediately after the tank has already used up their defense buff. So sometimes it does come in really handy to place feint right after one of those really large attacks. So we will, there will be an additional effect of mitigating magic damage. Of course, that being said, the proper like protection that you want to have against magic damage is addle that some of the casters would have, but just in case, I think that's a handy sort of benefit to it.
続いてですね、これさっきタンクでもお話しましたね、メレー DPS もそうですが遠隔攻撃をした際に今までコンボ中断されてたんですけど、こちらも中断されないようになりますので、ご確認ください。
And then second point is similar to what we had discussed during the tank rolls, but the combos are not broken by ranged attacks that are inserted in between.
はいはい。そしてもう一個も先ほどご説明しました、武器の物理基本性能の値というのを上げてますので、全体的に攻撃力が上がった分、威力という数字に関してはその上がった分だけ落としているのでナーフしてるわけではなくて、計算式が変わったので、今までとは違いますよというのをご承知おきください。
And then third point is also, as we mentioned during the tank roll section, but again, with the adjustment of the fundamental damage attack calculation for physical attacks, we did have to adjust the potency so that it appears that the potency number might seem smaller, but it is still the same strength. We have not nerfed it. We just wanted to match it with the sort of upward adjustment of the fundamental calculation value.
はい。ではジョブのお話に入っていこうかなと思いますが、よろしいでしょうか。
Okay, so we are moving on to the different jobs within this role. I think we're good.
まずは、竜騎士からいきましょうか。
First is the Dragoon.
はい、まあ竜騎士もねかなりなんだろう綺麗に回ってるので、まあ、今回まず範囲攻撃のローテーションっていうのを拡張してます。
So with the Dragoon, I think these also have a
more
fairly
use Dragoon.
clean and straightforward sort of rotation that you can utilize.
Hopefully
But
we get
kind of
one of them
expanded
before level
upon
42.
The AOE
Oh, no, I doubt it.
rotation.
であとはウェポンスキルのコンボローテーションをきれいに成功させていくと実行可能になる新しいアクション。これまあすげえ派手なやつが、多分出てたと思いますけど。
All right, let's go with that 8-hit single
And
target
then,
rotation.
For the second point, a new action will be available upon successful execution of
New
weapon skill
action
combo
upon
rotation.
successful
It is
execution.
quite flashy.
Weapon
You may
skill
have noticed
combo.
something really cool going on in the video.
Yeah,
So
so-
something after ride and thrust.
Yeah, probably. That's probably the thing that had the flower petals.
随分時間が経って古く
It
な
looked
った
like a mixture
技の
of Chaos Thrust and Stardiver.
上位版が登場して置き換えになったりしてます。なのでボタンがねめっちゃまた増えるわみたいなのはないです。はい。
I don't see the
So with this
fucking the
one,
two
of
dragon
course,
thing.
There
That,
are
Yeah.
just new
Oh, it could be
actions
that.
added with the new level cap, and then with some of the existing actions, and of course throughout the years, we've kind of upgraded some of these existing actions to become like a higher version of certain actions, and we've just kind of swapped them in place of the base skill. So it's not like we're going to be adding like additional like button presses or like additional slots you'd have to fill.
で青の流血は、今回特性に移動しましてですね、アクションとして実行したり、維持する必要はなくなりました。
And then Blood of the Dragon will now become a trait, and
Called
so
it.
there will no
I knew
longer
it.
be a need to execute it as an action or to maintain it.
で発動条件下、それが発動条件だった技はすべて通常時に使用可能ということで調整されております。
So for any actions that
I
require
guess that makes
for
sense.
the
It
Blood
was
of the Dragon to
pretty
be
impossible to drop.
activated,
Yeah.
will be available at all times because Blood of the Dragon will be a trait.
once you got the trait, it goes to the 30 seconds at least. When it was 20, it was
Yeah.
still kind of.
なっているので、まあちょっとね移動に使いづらかったと思うんですけど、まあ移動用に1チャージ残しておけるように、あと溢れなければねロスすることはないので、1チャージ残しておけるようになってます。
And then Spine Shatter,
Spine Shatter just
dive
charges?
is going to be changed to 2 charges.
Ooh,
And some of you
nice.
might have experienced like, oh, I wish I could have used Spine Shatter to kind of move over. But now you'll have that one.
Yeah, it looks
extra
like Spine
charge
Shatters.
that
There's
you
gap.
can
The
probably
actual
save.
gap closer now.
So unless you kind of like waste it, but as long as you have it, you'll be able to use it.
で、ランスチャージがリキャスト60秒、リタニーは120秒となっております。
And then Lance Charge recast will be changed to 60 seconds, and Blood Litany recast will be 120 seconds.
はいはい、大丈夫ですかね。
はい。
じゃあ、ゆきし以上でございます。
That should be it.
Not
for
letting me, not
Dragoon.
blood letting me.
さて、
Yeah, I think it was like 3 minutes, so
続
they're
い
lowering
て
it down to 2
文
minutes.
句
It's
が
cool.
すいません、またでかく調整というか、
It's kinda long.
いろいろ入ってまして、まず、疾風陣雷っていうその遊びがなくなってしまったので、まず陶器というシステムを、まあ、低レベルから使えるように、習得レベルを変更してます。
So next up is Monk, and so we wanted to explain this a bit. And first of all, the gameplay element of
Oh, actual level
stacking,
adjustment.
Greased Lightning will be done away with. So we are going to allow for chakras to be unlocked at a
Again,
lower
fucks with
level.
the story though.
そしてですね、もう一個、新しいシステム必殺技っていうものを、搭載することになりました。
And then we are implementing a new system that we called Masterful Blitz.
ですね、もう全体的に拡張されてるんですけど、まず新しく3つのチャクラっていうもの
Ooh,
が、
interesting.
出てきます。
So I mean, it's been adjusted fairly significantly overall, but
Actually encourage you to use different weapon skills during perfect balance. So they're just swapping between
we'll have 3 chakras.
Dragon Fist and
さらに陰と陽
Moonshine
2つの陶器があって
And then so there will be like a yin and a yang.
その組み合わせによって必殺技の中身が変わります
That's going to be interesting.
And so getting like a balance of those chakras and the 2 different types of it
Huh.
will allow for the different skills to be activated.
ちょっと待ってね、
Implementing a yin and yang chakra thing makes sense story-wise.
Yeah.
ちょっと分かりづらいよねでまあチャクラを付与する仕組みって踏みだりが起動条件になってるんですけど、踏みだりが、2スタック
Actually, that blitz thing sounds kind of like Samurai.
なってます
Yeah, like
So with
Zen-
this chakra
yeah.
system, you will need to activate it using perfect balance. But perfect balance is going to be a charge action that can stack up to 2.
しかも、チャージタイム40秒なので回転が早いです
And stack, each stack is charged up every 40 seconds. So it's quite fast.
で手数で押すっていうコンセプトは変わってないですただ必殺技が入って忙しさがめっちゃ上がるんで、
はい
聖剣好きと
うん
総称打の2つは方向指定が今回なくなりました
And so, of course, the concept of trying to rush with the different skills that you activate and quickly going through these different skills has not changed. But with the implementation of Masterful Blitz, it does get a lot busier. So we have adjusted True Strike and Twin Snakes to not have like a directional condition.
いいですよね、
うん
ここまでいいです、ね、
大丈夫です
で、長年気持ちは良かったんですけど、
Oh,
ラス
snap.
賞がですね今回なくなっております
They got rid of some directionals.
And, I know a lot of you had enjoyed using this and it felt great, but we will be taking shoulder tackle away.
ただ、
Yeah, so-
純粋に新しい
losing
移動
shoulder
技
tackle, saw that, called
新
it.
技が追加されるんですけど、
うん
殴りません
But in its place, we will be adding a gap closer or like a rush action per se. It will not be something that you use your fist,
ただ味方ターゲットして移動もできるので、
but it
味
is
方にその味方が離れてくれたやつにまあ魔文みたいなステップみたいなもんですね。
なるほどなるほど
ステップして即ボスへみたいな使い方ができる感じです。
But with this rush sort of movement, it is going to be simply for moving around, but you can also target your ally or your party member to rush over to them. So say you needed to kind of go towards somebody who had dispersed and went off into the distance, you can rush over to them. So kind of like there's an action that's similar in
interesting.
the Black Mage's kit, but you can go in there to kind of close your distance with your party member.
まあクローマの場合だと魔文を置いておいてモルゴルにステップした後魔文に戻るができるんだけど、今回敵もターゲットできるので、
うん
敵から味方へ味方から敵へっていうのができるので、そんな感じでまあなので羅刹でこう味方殴ってしまうわけにいかんので、
そうですね
はい、殴らない技になって
So, I mean, with the Black Mage, though, you would place the ley lines and then take a step and rush into your party member and then just go back to the ley lines. But with this new monk action, you can target where you're going to be moving to. So it's not just like a going back and forth. You can target your ally to rush over to them and then maybe run towards the enemy. So because of that, and you will be able to target your party members. You don't want to shoulder tackle your allies, but
いや味方は殴っちゃいけませんよねっていう話。
そうですね。
Do you move forwards like something you're actually targeted, or is it like the ninja one?
I think it's like the ninja one for moving forward,
し
maybe.
ましょうかという感じでございますが。
Or it just teleports you in front of, or it probably just teleports you in front of the thing you have highlighted.
we want to show off an example of Masterful Blitz on the gameplay screen, because I think just explaining it with words might not be optimal in terms of trying to get the message across.
Did you see in the monk showcase? Did you see if it used the elixir field?
I don't think it did. No.
Okay.
すべてがなんだこれに見える。Everything.
Are they actually going to show a clip
new.
of something? Is that what they said?
Yeah, they're showing off Masterful Blitz.
Nice.
新エリアですからね。
ね。
Yeah, that little
新しい
thing under the chakra
new area,
gauge
new
looks like
BGM.
a
まあ
sin
当然で
gauge.
すけど、お伝えしてあるデノミネーションって入ってる状態なので、
はい。
もう全体ギューってね、
うん
数字が。
Attack, you coward.
And just a word of note, downscaling has been already implemented in this build, so please don't be surprised if the numbers feel a lot more compact.
はい。
こんな感じです
おー
ね。今の3スタックだと。
So as you can see, that's the 3 stacks.
まあテクニカルではあるとは思いますけど、
うん
はい、30秒でチャージされます、ね。で必殺技だけありますよ。
Quite technical with a 30-second charge. So let me show you the Masterful Blitz.
はい、お願いします。Yes, please.
I love that he has fucking boiled eggs on his hotbar.
あ、ここにこれ溜まってんの見えますかね、3つ。
Can you see the 3 kind of below that chakra gauge, kind of glowing there?
はい、これがチャクラですね。で、ここに必殺技が出てるんで、
おお、
これ3つ違うチャクラを
で、
つけた時に出せる。
Yeah, that's definitely not all the
And so
monk
once
skills
you
on his
have
bar.
those charged, up to 3 chakras that are opened up, you can unleash
Should
your
have 4
Masterful
bars
Blitz.
there. Like,
で、それ今1個使ったことによって、
はい。
陽
よ
陽の
陰陽の陽ですねはい
陶器がついておりますね。
はは
So, of course, once we have used that stack of 3, we now have an element that's associated with it. Between the yin and the yang, it's yang at this time.
で、例えばね、3つとも同じ早期砲がね、ここに来てます。
And so, we have something there right now. But another example is if we have 3 of the same.
Where's the elixir field?
今、イン、
陰が
陰が
ついてますね。
はい
ここに
Yin.
インはいいんですよ
陰の陶器が
はい。インの陶器。
陰の陶器がついてます。
The yin and yang. It wasn't in my glossary, so I'm going with yin and
そう
yang.
ね、
But
まだないもんね。で、この状態で、
はい
さらにチャクラをつけて、
あ
最後、一番
おー
は
は
so now you have the other side, and then you stack your 3 chakras again, and then you unleash a pretty flashy move there in your Masterful Blitz.
なるほど。
はい。というわけで忙しいので、まあこの、聖剣好きと、総称だだけ方向指定がなくなって、まあ他は残ってます。
なるほど。
はい。
But yes, so as you can see, it is quite busy with trying to maintain that gauge. So that's why we adjusted the 2, True Strike and Twin Snakes, to not be restricted to a particular direction.
ではこれ以上はね
はい
メディアの皆さんの
そうですね。
仕事を奪ってしまう。
So I think we will leave it at that, and we don't want to take away from the media and influencers content. So
はい、以上となります。敵視リセットして。もうパワポに戻っている。
はい、パワーポイントです。
はい。さあ、では、続いて侍行きましょうか。
お願いします。
next up is Samurai.
一つ目、陣風と疾風で付与できるバフを範囲コンボでも付与できるようになったので、これ戦士とも同じですね。範囲めっちゃだるかったと思うので、ここは相当快適になるんじゃないかなと思います。
So first one is effects granted by Jinpu and
I just came in my
Shifu
pants a little.
can now also be applied by AoE combos. This is kind of similar to the warrior, but
Yeah, I was gonna say,
when
it's
you're
just
doing
like-
your
it's like the
AoEs,
warrior.
it won't be so like not boring, but like it's strenuous and time consuming because the effects are applied to AoE combos as well.
Well, didn't the AoEs extend the buff if you had them?
と、
Yes.
つまべ返し
Well, so did the
So
warrior.
did warrior, yeah.
新たに
So it makes
追加されております。
But the thing, the optimal thing to do once you had so many enemies would be to use Mekyoshi Shui.
Yeah, and just grab the
And
buff,
then-
then go into AoE.
Yeah, grab one buff, grab the other buff, and then use one of the AoE skills to give you a sin.
Well,
and
not,
do-
now you can still do that. Now you just make Yo into the second hit of both AoEs
いやもう
to just get both those buffs while doing
も
AoEs.
ちろん竜騎士もね、ちゃんと範囲書きましたね。範囲のローテーションちゃんと拡張されてるんで、
そうです。
竜さんも大丈夫ですよ。はい
People seem to be concerned about the Dragoon, but I did mention, right? I did write it down. We have expanded upon the AoEs.
パワポに書いてあるんでご確認ください。
It's on the PowerPoint. Don't worry. Please check.
で、ですね、侍なんですけど、やっぱピュアメレー DPS として思いっきり正当進化です。
So with the samurai, of course, we wanted to kind of expand upon that pure melee DPS.
新技追加が主なんですけど、ツバメ返し、それから明鏡止水のが2チャージのアクションになってるので、コンテンツに合わせて、
I'm really excited to see
ダイナミックバーストとか調整の要素が結構増えたかなと思います。
Mm-hmm.
And of course, with the samurai, because it's just a straightforward sort of evolution from the last expansion, we have just primarily added new actions. But the Tsubame Gaishi and Meikyo Shisui have become stackable to 2 charges. So whenever you go into a particular content and you want to go into a fight with that sort of burst of attack,
Whoa.
there is
2 stacks of
wiggle room
Meikyo?
if you wanted to
Bruh.
make adjustments
Bruh.
there.
で、明鏡止水状態ではですね、コンボの3段目に該当するアクションを打つと、コンボ2段目のバフが得られる。明鏡止水の状態の時だけですけどね。そんな風になってるんで、使い勝手自体も向上してると思います。
And then when you are under the effect of Meikyo Shisui, and then you go into that 3rd phase of your combo rotation, you will be granted the effects of that 2nd combo action. So we're hoping that that will allow for ease of use to be improved.
はい。はいはい。じゃあ侍は以上でございます。
はい。
Okay, so that covers the samurai.
では、続いて忍者です。はい。
Next up is ninja.
こちらまず一つ目。I
mean, if you use the 3rd hit
ライトンにですね。
While under Meikyo, they give you the buff. Is that what they said? That's fucking dope.
So with this one, actions linked to right.
There's like no like ramp up now. Like you can immediately.
Bruh. Oh my god.
で、あとはですね、
Ninja.
アクションで、風船を付与できるっていうものが追加されているので、風船付与維持が楽になるんじゃないかなと
なるほど。
思います。
So those start like
And then
combos
an
now?
action
That's
making
how it
easier
seems.
to apply Huton would be added. So whenever you do want to sort of apply or keep Huton, and it should allow for you to do that.
まあ、結構すでに忙しいジョブですし、まあそもそも忍術なんてミスしてられないし、これ以上忙しくならないようにしてあります。
And of course, with the ninja, it is quite busy. And of course, you can't miss any of those ninjutsus that you are doing. So
Let us
we
summon a
tried our
rabbit.
best not to make it even busier than it is
Can't
already.
do that.
No, like I actually want to summon one like Hellfrog medium. But it has to, but you can only do it after you rabbit.
残念、要因はございません。
I saw someone posted they were doing like
Saying,
a
"Well, we don't
low level
want- we
roulette,
don't
and
want
at the end of the
fourth-
dungeon, some
fourth,
sprout was like, "Hey, how do you
studio,
keep getting the
but
cute
don't
little
worry,
bunny?"
we do not have that.
かつですね、今回映画がなくなっております。ですので、ドットがなくなりました。
And of course, we have done away with Shadow Fang, so the dot will be gone.
ドトンやライトンの追加で、まあさっきね、新たな攻撃、まあこれ動画にもありましたね。で、分身の術の効果時間中に使える専用アクションなんかも、追加されたり
Oh,
し
I
て
get
お
Shadow
り
Fang.
ます。
Okay, interesting.
And then, of course, as mentioned, there are some new actions that are linked to Doton and Raijin, as you may have seen in the video. And then when you are using the machine, I'm sorry. Whenever you're using the Bunshin, there is going to be a specific action that will be added to that as well.
はい。大体忍者以上でございます。
ありがとうございます。
That should cover ninja.
はい。そして、近接メロディペース最後は、こちらでございます、ね。
Which was the Shadow Clone thing, right?
新ジョブリーパーでございます。
はい。
Yeah, the
Last but
animations
not
on it are
least,
phenomenal.
This is our new melee DPS job, Reaper.
まずですね、お伝えしていきましょう。両手釜、新しい武器、両手釜による攻撃、まあ
Wait.
自分自身の攻撃と、まあ自分
They didn't show that scythe gauge.
アバターという、キャラクターとの連携で攻撃を
Yeah, they did.
いきます。
No,
で最終的
did
に
they?
は
I only
アバター
saw
を
the
自分
Reaper
自身に
gauge
させて
underneath it, the
No,
spirit one.
no, no, they were both there.
音が出る
Huh.
They were backwards.
So of course
They
with
were
Reaper,
flipped.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They use
But
the
they were both there.
scythe, like a double-handed scythe to attack. So you have your own attacks that you are unleashing, and then you have the avatar that will also attack at the same time. So you're attacking in tandem, and then plus you will be able to service the avatar's vessel. And so you allow for it to kind of possess you to unleash even more powerful attacks.
続いての項目どうぞ。で、1個だけ、まあシナジー、パーティー強化するシナジーバフ持ってます。
Just one one job that does this. There's it's able to grant enhancements to party. Sorry, this is the only like synergy related action that this job has.
まあそう動画でもね、なんか知人さんかなからなんかね、まがまがしいものを抜き取ってましたね。なんかね。
You may have noticed in the video, Reaper was trying to take something out of the bard. It looked kind of ominous.
で、まあ移動結構特徴的だったりもするんですけど、どうぞ。特定の状況で、まあ、結構役立つアクションとか特徴的な動作をするアクションが結構豊富です。今までちょっとまたタイプが違いますね。やっぱ新ジョブだけあって。はい。
And you may have also noticed this in the video, but some of the movements that the Reaper does is quite unique as well. And so it says here, unique and specialized actions give them an edge in specific combat situations.
ざっくりですね、流れのイメージをちょっと口頭でね、まずご説明しようと思います。はい。
So just a very rough and sort of general explanation of the flow here.
まずこの画面にある2つのゲージなんですけど、1つがソウルゲージ。
はい。
So if you take a look at the job HUD there, you see two different sort of gauges, but one of them, the top one, is the soul gauge.
でまあソウルゲージを貯めて、
うん
アバターと一緒に攻撃ウェポンスキルを使う。そのソウルゲージを消費してね。
And then, so you would charge up the soul gauge in order to unleash different attacks. And this also applies to some of the attacks that
hard
you
one
unleash
called Soul
together
Gauge?
with your avatar.
It
and
was.
That would sort of deplete some of the charge that is built up in the soul gauge.
でそのアバターと一緒に戦うと
The soul gauge actually looks a lot like the machinist
溜まるので、それが一定以上溜まるとアバターと融合できるようになるので、
なるほど
最終的にはアバターと融合してさらに特別なコンボをぶっ放していくみたいなのが基本になります。
And then once you unleash the weapon skills using your own attacks plus the avatar, then a second gauge starts to fill up. That is the shroud gauge. And with this accumulating charge, then it will eventually allow for you to kind of let the avatar kind of merge with you. You would become the avatar's vessel, and then you are able to unleash even stronger special combos. So that's kind of like the basic flow.
どちらかというと、ピュア DPS に近いです。結果。そうなりました。
So, because of that, I think we lean towards that sort of pure melee DPS. It kind of resulted in that way.
侍の方がピュアではありますけど、侍と同等のピュアメレー DPS とは言わないですけど、ピュア寄りです。
なるほど。
はい。
Of course, our samurai is definitely a pure melee DPS. So it's not quite as extreme as the samurai, but I think it does skew towards that sort of melee, pure melee.
じゃあこちらも見ないとわかんないよっていう YouTube でチラッチラッ、
まあ、わからないですね。
吉田見ないとわかんないよチラッっていうコメントを見たので実機を見てみましょうか。
And I think I see a lot of comments in YouTube, I think, saying that, oh, but we won't understand unless you show it to us, please. Peek. Show us just a little bit. So allow us to show it on the gameplay screen.
さあどうぞ。
こちらが。あ、鎌持ってる。Yeah. She has slice.
Yes.
これどっかのプロデューサー兼ディレクターがステージで来て社長と一緒に並んで写ってる写真でなんだこの会社って言われてた。
Oh, this reminds me of a certain outfit that a certain producer director of a game had worn at a certain event and stood next to our CEO and made people wonder, what kind of game is this?
ざっとゆっくりちょっと動かしますね。
ほい。
So just a rough overview and kind of take you step by step.
お願いします。Yes, please.
準備をします。
Check the meme chat right quick.
Sorry, one moment. We're gonna prep.
でこれ1個ね、アビリティじゃね、シナジのやつにかけました。でなん
So
か
we've applied the synergistic
デバフを
ability
入れました。
and applied a debuff.
で、
He has a stance on.
うん、
Wore off.
No, the stance is still on. There was a stacking thing that wore off.
And then back attack. Oops. I think we ran out of charge, sorry.
でこう殴っていくと、まずさっきのソウルゲージが溜まりますね。
So as you can see, when you continue to hit the enemy, the soul gauge kind of fills up.
で でアバターを使って
おう。
でこんな形でこう難しいの通訳挟むタイミング
Sorry, it's kind of hard to jump in with the translations, but
でこれでシュラウドゲージが50にアバターを使えば使うほどシュラウドゲージがたまると思ってくださいね、
but again, just a reminder, once you attack using your avatar, the shroud gauge starts to fill up.
で、
Oh, that makes sense. I was wondering how to fill the other bar.
And transform.
Oh.
こんな感じです。
わ
Okay, so you spin the red gauge to be able to fill the blue gauge.
このモードに一人一人なりますんで。
Or
But
you
yeah,
spin the blue gauge to
each of your
activate the
characters
other
will
element.
take on
part of the-
its own form, or not its own form, but I'm sorry, it's going to take form, and it'll still be your character.
完全にダークサイドになりました。
落ちてます。
Yeah, now, yeah, he completely fall into the dark side.
Yes, totally.
これはいい中2って書いてあってちょっと嬉しいですね。
英語にしづらい。
This is very, very emo.
でちょっと移動アクションなんですけど、
はい
変わってましてこのポジションから向いている進行方向に対して前に移動するアクションと、
はい
後ろに移動するアクションがあります。
So as for a gap closer, there's a move where it'll allow for you to move towards like forward, and then there's a way to move kind of backwards.
はい。
でその位置にですねゲートを開けておくことができる一定時間勝手に残るんですけど、これでここにゲートのこと
はい。
はい
So basically, you'll be opening a gate of sort, like a rift that you can go through, and it stays open for a certain amount of time.
で、ゲートが閉じる前であれば、戻ることができる。
なるほど。
So if you are able to move before the gate closes up, you can go back to whatever position you started off from.
まあ僕今調整メインで別にリーパー使ってるわけじゃないんですけど調整でリーパー使ってる子はアンチにあらかじめ一旦ゲートを置いておいて、
はい、
ギリギリまで殴って戻るみたいなことやってました、
なるほど。
Of course, right now we're just making adjustments to it, so it's not like this is a main job or anything. But a way to go about using this gate is to kind of leave it where it's in front of like an enemy of sorts, and then you close the gap towards them, hit them, and then go back.
じゃあどうしようかな。そうね。
Meditate.
違う。
What does it fill?
ちょっとここから
Nothing? Is that just how he turned the stance on?
Really quickly after letting the avatar take over.
Ooh.
すごい。Yeah, it's very flashy.
融合するとちょっとプレイ速度変わるので、結構テクニカルですね。で今までのようになんだろう単体技でゲージを貯めてってよりはこのソウルスライスとか割とチャージアクション使って一気に50貯めて長めにこうソウルゲージを貯めてようやく呼び出してみたいな感じじゃなくてどんどん切り替えていくことになるんでプレイ感今までとかなり違います。
But with the tempo of keys, different actions that you have to do. It is quite fast,
It's not bigger
so
than
it is.
Dancer has
It does
to be
require a lot of like
Oh,
technical aspect of it.
Dancer
And it's
White Mage
not
have
necessarily like a single target all the time.
White Mage
Sometimes
is
like
a
a
size.
soul slice, and
heals
adding
everything.
some different abilities in there. It's not like an endurance thing. Like you don't like build and build and build and build and unleash at one time, but it's
It's
quite
probably the same size.
fast. So I think the play style is quite different from what we had previous with it compared to any of the existing jobs.
でもなんだろう、一通り当然全ジョブ触ってますけど、テンポはすごい気持ちよくてね、楽しかったっす。
That being said, looking at the different jobs, this one included, the tempo does feel really good. So I think it is quite interesting.
これはね、結構やり込んでいただけるんじゃないかなと思います。
And so I think the more you get your hands on it and try it out, I think it's something that you can kind of master and try to make the most out of it because it is quite fun.
This is cool and all, but show me the sage.
ガス欠にならないようにしていかなきゃいけないんでね。だからまあ人気がきっと出るだろうなと思って、もうちょっと優しめにしたかったんですけど、意外と
It looks like it's
いい感
50
じの
gauge to
難しさに
summon.
なったかなとは思うんで、ね、まあ練習したらしただけ面白いかなとは思うんで。
But of course, you have to be mindful of like resource management and making sure that your gauges are up and you're going through this properly, managing it properly.
Yeah.
Alright.
And of course, with this being a new job, very flashy moves, we expect it to be very popular. And so we were torn about making it a little bit less challenging, so to speak. But I don't know, I think it's a good kind of difficult. And again, it's something that would be fun to kind of master. And the more
He's not in a party. He
delve
can't
deeper
limit
into
break.
it,
You fucking
the more
morons.
I feel like you can get out of
Oh,
it.
chat's asking?
Yeah.
Are they retarded? We've seen the limit break. We've seen the LB3 for Reaper. It's in the benchmark.
公式が存在するものもあります。なんかそこはどっちかというと味付けです。はい。
Of course, the base combo doesn't require any sort of directionals, but once you start involving your avatar, there will be. So be careful of that. But I think it's just, it adds flavor to the different abilities that you're unleashing.
簡単じゃんって今度コメントがあるんだけど、さっき言ったように早く高速移動しながら
It's like Samurai,
高
basically.
速で回さなきゃいけない中で出てくるんで、しかもさっき使ったのどっちだっけとか出てくるんで、そんなに簡単ではなかったですよ。はい。
And then we also have those people saying, oh, but it's an easy job in the comments, which is not true. You are going to be moving around the battlefield pretty quickly, and you're also trying to get through your rotations very quickly. So, and you also have to remember, okay, so I've used this skill, so where does it connect to next? So it's not easy per se.
今ね、YouTube でね、LB3 を見せてくれるコメントがそうですよ、Twitch もそうなんですけど、残念ながらですね、僕今日今使ってるこのメディアツアーのワールドはですね、デバッグコマンドの LB3 フリーが使えないんですよ、残念ながら。
I also see comments saying that, oh, we want to see Limit Break 3.
On the right side of his bar, his
but
number
I'm
4
afraid
on
this
the 2 bar
in this
looks like a shield.
world that we created for the media tour, we don't have the debug command to unleash the LB3, or we don't have the debug command LB3 free. So
I can't
sorry,
tell. It's grayed out.
I'm not able to show it to you.
ただですね、もうすでに公開している
The number 2 bar, the
Yeah, the second hot bar, the 4 on the right side. Yeah.
なんかすごいやつが、リーパーの LB3 です。
ああ、なるほど。
はい。
But that being said, you may have seen the benchmark trailer, but when you see Xenos at the end, and he does this really flashy move, that is the Reaper's LB3.
Oh, look at that.
なのであれをご覧いただくと LB3 リーパーの LB3 があこういうやつかっていうのがわかります。はい。
So I think that would be a good reference if you want to see what the Reaper's LB3 looks like.
はい。ではちょっとこれでまあリーパー終わりにしようと思うんですけど、
はい、
まあ2時間になるんで、
そうなんです。
3休憩と。
はい。なのでここらで一旦ちょっと手短に10分ぐらい、10分休憩ぐらいを一回挟みたいなと。
はい、
で休憩明けたら残りの遠隔、
はいはい、
シリーズの DPS とヒーラーに行こう。
全然4時間どころじゃねえな。
おかしいな。数字で言いますと、当初思ってたら今40分ぐらい押してます。はい、いやかかるもんですね。
So we have actually clocked in about 2 hours now, and we haven't gotten through all the. Well, we've gotten through the melee DPS, but I think we would like to take a 10-minute break, and then we'll jump back into the remaining DPS. Yeah, we're on about a 40-minute delay at this point, so I think we want to take a quick break.
ですので、ここから10分間休憩取りたいと思います。予定外のマジ休憩なので、お供は特にございません。本当の休憩でございます。はいはい、So now we want to have a 10 minutes break. It's pure break, so we have no video to show during the break. This break, so 10分後にお会いしましょう。Let's see you again in 10 minutes.
This shit's crazy.